Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'm showing you how to make this awesome looking modern train. And just in case you don't have anywhere to put your train, I also have a tutorial for this awesome looking train station. And not only do I have a tutorial for the train station itself, but I also show you how to make the outside of the station and the inside of the station as well. And just in case your modern train or look a little bit lonely by itself, or maybe you don't think it really belongs at a station that looks like that, I also have a tutorial for this not so modern looking steam train, so you can check out all of those in my train tutorial playlist, which will be linked in the card system and the description below. Just letting you guys know. But I think that is way more than enough talking. Why don't I show you how to build this awesome looking modern train? So before we build our actual train, we're going to have to place some tracks for the train to sit on, just like we have with our steam train. So these tracks are really easy to do and we'll need light grey wool and oak wood slabs. So we're going to begin by placing a long row of light grey wool. I know how long I want my light grey wool row to be. I want it to be as long as that row that I have over there. It's up to you how long and what sort of shape you want your row to be, whether you have a curve in your track or what have you, but have it a pretty decent length because this train is quite long. And once you have one row of light grey wool, leaving a gap of 3 between this row and the next row that you're going to place, you're going to want to place another row of light grey wool that is 3 rows away from that first row of light grey wool. So you just want to leave a gap of 3 in the ground and place a parallel row to that first row of light grey. I'm now going to place oak wood slabs in intervals along the tracks, and I'm going to place them 2 blocks away from each other, and I also want them to be 2 blocks away from the end of the tracks. So that'll leave them 2 blocks away from the end of the tracks and 2 blocks away from each other, exactly as you might be able to see over there. They also extend through the tracks and they come out of the other end, just popping out by 1 row. I guess that these are kind of like an older version of tracks. I don't think that you necessarily have like the wooden boards and stuff now, but this is how I like to build my train tracks. You guys don't have to do the same thing if you don't want to, and part of this may be a little bit obsolete. You don't necessarily have to do the parts that the train is going to sit underneath, but I like to anyway. So now that we have our tracks, we can now talk about the materials that we'll need primarily for the train. We'll need block of quartz, we'll need quartz stairs, we'll need quartz slabs, we'll need red stained clay, stone slabs, stone brick stairs, block of coal, and some buttons. Plus, we're actually also going to need some glass later on as well. We'll just grab it when we actually need it. So once you have each one of those and the rest of the stuff in the inventory, just in case you want to take note of it, you're going to want to, somewhere along your tracks, I'm going to begin about here because the front of this train pokes out a little bit. It actually pokes out by 4 blocks, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to build it here. You're going to want to kick off your train with 2 blocks of coal in a row on the tracks like this. Then from that block of coal, you want to do 3 rows of stone slabs coming inwards from those 2 blocks of coal. So like across the tracks, 1, 2, and 3. Then place 2 more blocks of coal on the opposite end of the stone slabs. Then in front, where the front of your train is going to be, in front of the coal and the stone slabs, add 2 more rows of stone slabs, like this. Then take the 3 center stone slabs, extend those 3 out by a further 1 row, and then on the center block of the single stone slab, this one, like in the row of 3, place a red stained clay, place 1 red stained clay poking out of it, like this. That's going to be a little bit more important later on, but for now, we're just going to move on to the next bit. Take out your stone slabs. Behind, this time, the wheels and the stone slabs, the base of the train, you're going to now want to do 6 rows of stone slabs directly behind what you've just made. So that'll look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you might start to see why it may have been a bit obsolete to actually build the center of the track. We're now going to do 2 rows of stone brick slabs. 1, 2. We now want to do 5 rows of stone slabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This next row, we want to place a block of coal in front of each one of the end stone slabs and then fill in the center part of this with your stone slabs, like that. Then do 5 more rows of stone slabs, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then do 2 rows of stone brick slabs, 1 and 2. Then 7 rows of stone slabs, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that'll be 7. You then want to place 2 blocks of coal coming out from each end block this time. That's 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Fill the center of that in with stone slabs, like that. Then add 2 additional rows of stone slabs, so that'll be 1, and then that will be 2, like this. Now, what you'll end up with should look a little bit like this. And what we basically have, on the left, train, center, carriage, back, carriage. The stone brick slabs are the separations between the train and the carriage. Okay, let's continue on. So, the next thing that we're going to do now is we're going to focus on the actual train part of this. So, the part that's, well, pulling the train. We want to take out our red stained clay, and we want to do a layer of red stained clay that goes all the way around the base of the train. So, it kind of just wants to trace along the bottom of the train like this with the red stained clay. You guys can see what I'm talking about. What we're now going to need is another material. I don't think we'll need block of coal ever again, so I'm going to get rid of that and I'm going to grab some black stained glass. I'm going to, starting from let's do the front of the train first because I think it's easier. So we're going to take out the quartz slab, and on top of this like T-shaped red stained clay, we're going to stack a layer of quartz slabs. Then we're going to, on top of these corner blocks on the corner of the train, we're going to place another quartz slab. Then in between these 2 quartz slabs, we're going to do a block of quartz. So, like that. Now, we're going to, coming behind these 2 quartz slabs that we just placed blocks in between, we want to do 3 block of quartz, 1, 2, 3, 2 red stained clay, 2 black stained glass, 2 red stained clay. We want to do the same on the opposite side, so on the opposite side we have 3 block of quartz, 1, 2, 3, then 2 red stained clay, 2 glass, then 2 red stained clay. If you like, you can then connect those together at the back, although we're going to be making a door later on. Next thing we want to do is we want to take out our glass, extend up the 2 glass windows by 1 row like this. We want to take these 2 front quartz blocks here, these 2, like on the side here, and those 2 on the opposite side. We want to place glass on top of each one of those. What we then want to do is connecting them diagonally in front of these, you want to do a row of black stained glass, like that. Then above these 2 empty rows between these 2 glass, you want to have 2 additional rows of glass, so like this. So you kind of like sealed everything in, right? What we now want to do is we want to take out our quartz stairs, or our block of quartz rather, and we want to just add a layer of block of quartz on top of the red stained clay and the quartz layer that we have. Oh, and also the layer that we have the glass in as well. Then we want to take out our quartz stairs, and we want to add a layer of quartz stairs that just goes along the sides, the left and right, that wants to begin on top of the quartz at the front, but does not want to start on top of the glass. Next, we want to fill the roof of our train in with quartz slabs, so this just involves filling in the empty space at the top of the train with quartz slabs. Very much like this, you're just covering it up, and right at the back here, if you want, you can fill in this gap with slabs, but like I said, we are going to be adding a door there. Also, add a single quartz slab right here, right at the top front of the train, to kind of just make the train look a little bit smoother. Some things that you can do now include, we actually need a new material. We're going to need item frames, and we're going to grab white wool, and we're going to, on the front of the train, we're going to add lights, which are going to be positioned here and here on the end of the front, and we want to place white wool inside of that just to kind of make lights. And also we can grab some buttons, and we can just add those into the block of coal wheels, and that will make things look a little bit nicer. And that is for the most part, the actual train portion of this. And whilst we're at it, why don't we actually make the front part of this train? So I actually used for this part, I actually used some block of iron, which we don't have. I'm just going to make a pretty standard doorway in the back of the train, which is basically just like a normal archway using block of iron like this. And I figured that the console for the train would be quite protected, so I figured that we'd have an iron door and a lever, or a lever, whatever you want to call it, so we can actually get into the thing. The roof is kind of simple, but it's kind of cool as well. We're going to use quartz stairs for this, and we're going to use sea lanterns. And we're going to do upside down quartz stairs going all the way around the top of the roof of, well, like where the train driver would be, and we have sea lanterns in it to make kind of like a nice futuristic looking roof. Right at the beginning of the train is where we would have like the driver's seat and that sort of stuff, so we'll need quartz stairs for this. We're also going to use, wooden trapdoors would work, something like that, or signs. We'll also need some block of coal, we'll need paintings, we'll also need we will also need some like buttons and stuff, and we'll also need levers. This is just making the area that the actual the guy driving the train would sit, and we'll also need another material like cyan stained clay. I'm going to fill in these bottom empty spaces with cyan stained clay, and then I'm going to place stone slabs in front of the left and right upper halves of the cyan stained clay right here. I'm going to place a cyan stained clay right in the center, and on top of that I'm going to place a block of coal with a painting in it. On top of that block of coal, a wooden trapdoor. Why isn't that working? Well, I guess it's because it's on the glass. Well, scrap that idea, because we don't need that. Another way around it is to use weighted pressure plates. We're going to place buttons on the left and right of this, or alternatively, what might look cool, although not so futuristic, is to use wooden trapdoors on the left and right of this to kind of make a computer-looking screen. We also want to place a lever just underneath this, and we also want to form a seat in front of the computer-ish thing that we've made, and we can place a quartz stairs, and we can use our wooden trapdoors to kind of just form a seat. And I don't think that there would actually be that much in the conductor's area. I think that's actually pretty straightforward these days. How much could there possibly be? Add more if you like, don't add more, it's completely up to you. That's all I'm going to be adding for the actual train portion of this. Now, once all of that's taken care of, we're going to move on to the carriages. There's two carriages. There's the middle carriage and there's the back carriage. Both of them are kind of as easy as each other. To make them, we need red stained clay, we need some block of quartz, we need some quartz stairs, we'll probably need some stone brick stairs, we'll also need some black stained glass, we'll also need a bit of block of coal and some buttons again, and I don't think too much else. So, here's what we're going to do. The carriages quite obviously sit on top of the rectangular portions of stone slab. So we're going to add a layer of red stained clay directly on top of the outer rectangular shape of the carriage, like this. So we'll add a layer of red stained clay. Then, on each side we have two windows. So starting from any side, from the end, you want to do, coming in towards the center, 3 red stained clay, 1 black glass. 3 red stained clay, 1 black glass, 3 red stained clay. You can start on any end. Do the same on the opposite side. So that'll be 3 red stained clay, 1 glass, 3 red stained clay, 1 glass, 3 red stained clay. If you like, you can connect them together front and back, but we are going to be making doorways. Then, on top of the glass, add more glass. Then, on top of that, add a layer of block of quartz. So going all the way around the red stained clay, add a layer of block of quartz that goes all the way around the top of it, as I'm doing now. Like that, right? We then want to add a layer of quartz stairs on the very left hand side of the carriage and on the very right hand side of the carriage. So left and right just have a layer of quartz stairs, as I have there. We're then going to place block of quartz to connect them together on the left and the right. we're going to have some quartz slabs. I forgot about these. We'll need some quartz slabs to fill in the roof here. So we just want to have 3 strips of quartz slabs running up the center of each carriage. Very, very easy. And I'll show you how the carriages connect together. It's actually quite simple as well. So that's how your carriage will look. If you want, also add buttons to the wheels. It makes it look a little bit better, if you ask me. And once you've added buttons to the wheels, the way that we connect them together, we're actually going to need some stone brick slabs again. We connect them together where the stairs line up with each other. So can you see the stairs on the front of the carriage lining up with the stairs on the front of the train? We want to have stone brick stairs connecting each one of the rows of quartz together like that, yeah? And then we want to have stone brick slabs connecting each of them together. So we want to have stone brick slabs connecting them together at the top like this. And then if you like, you can light up the interior of this with no, you can't. Never mind. I thought you could, but I guess I was going to say you could light it up with sea lanterns, but obviously that doesn't work. I don't know why I didn't see that. Oh, also place glass underneath the edges of the stone brick stairs, just because I think it makes it look a little bit nicer. Or don't, up to you. So, coming to this very back carriage now, you guys know how these carriages connect together, so if you like, you can take the back quartz stairs and you can do 2 stone brick stairs coming towards the back here, and then you can do a layer of stone brick slabs right on top of these. I'm doing a bad job here, but a layer of stone brick slabs on top of these, and you can then do glass underneath these stairs, like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to basically clone this carriage and we're going to, well, clone it here. So we'll start off with a layer of red stained clay that goes all the way around the base shape of the carriage. It'll look like a big giant rectangle. Then starting on either side, going from front to back or back to front or whatever you want to do, this sequence of blocks, you want to do 3 red stained clay, 1 glass, 3 red stained clay, 1 glass, 3 red stained clay, and you want to do that on both sides. So again, it's 3 glass, 3 red stained clay, 3 glass, 3 red stained clay. Pretty easy, really. Then on top of that, you want to add glass where there's glass, and you want to add block of quartz where there's red stained clay. And I have realized that I actually haven't just filled in the front and the back of this carriage, so I'm just going to do that very quickly, just because it just makes it easy. I find it easier to build a wall and then knock through it rather than build around empty space. So that's the outline of the carriage. I'm now going to add a layer of quartz stairs on the left and right hand side running from front to back. I'm also going to have to add a layer of block of quartz just at the top here just to fill any gaps, and I'm also going to be adding quartz slabs on top of the 3 middle blocks running from front to back, as you guys can see me doing right now. Kind of easy. I'm sure that you guys will have no problem in doing that whatsoever, like that. Also gonna add some buttons on the outer parts of the wheels here, just because I think it makes it look kind of nice. So we want to have something which should look like this. So those are the 2 carriages. Well, for the most part, this back carriage actually has an extra bit. This back carriage, we need some stone slabs for this, and we also need some oak fence. This back carriage, we're going to add 2 layers of stone slabs coming out of the back. Then we're going to add oak fence going all the way around the back of the stone slabs. We're going to knock out these 2 blocks at the back, 3 blocks at the back, because we'll throw a black stained glass right in the center, and that allows you to exit the back of the carriage, just because I think that that's a nice little idea. Let's talk about the inside of the carriages. So the inside of the carriage is kind of easy. All we need, for the most part, is quartz stairs. We'll need some sea lanterns. We'll need stuff just like quartz. Well, we already have them, the quartz stairs and some quartz slabs and a little bit of glass. So for the roof of these, it's the same as the interior for the train itself. We want to have upside down quartz stairs bordering around the top of the carriage itself with sea lanterns in the top. And we just want to have some tables inside here, and those tables made out of quartz stairs, and we want to have little, basically little tables, so we want to have the chairs and the tables, and they just want to be the same distance away from each other, so they just want to look a little something like this, really. So you just want to have, at the back, we want to have a table 1 gap away, we want to have a chair, one gap away table, one gap chair, one gap table, something like that. Or you could actually like shove these forward, and you could have these move a little further away from each other depending on what you wanted. And then that way, if you liked, you could add something that looked a little bit like this. So I'm just figuring that maybe we could add like it could look a little something like this. Maybe like a little food cart on either side. Maybe something like this, perhaps. I'm not sure. Maybe like a brewing stand as well, and a cauldron. So we could add like a cauldron here, and we could have like spruce wood stairs, and we could have some sort of way to actually, like, just something to add to the trains that's a bit more interesting than just empty space. So you could add like a place like the people that could brew coffee for you and stuff like that. And this could be like a food station. So perhaps you have like a furnace or something like that. I mean, I think that that's a pretty decent-ish idea. And obviously you could put stuff in the chests and you could put stuff on the walls. But that's just a little idea for you, like if you didn't like this. And also an obvious thing that you could do if you wanted, maybe I'll use purple for this, you can carpet the floor to make it look a little bit nicer. Just the center strip, I think. I don't think you have to make it too much fancy, but yeah, feel free to do that. Also going to knock in a door with a glass right at the top center of the door, so I'm just going to knock an extra one at the top. And that's just one carriage, looking pretty decent. Going to do the same thing to the other one. What I would have liked, really, realistically, if the train was bigger, but it's not, what I would have liked is something like just different carriages. Like, you know how you see in like old-fashioned movies and stuff where they have like snooker tables and crazy stuff on trains? Like, that would have been cool to have different carriages that kind of like served those sort of purposes, but we don't have the room. We simply don't have the room to do that, which is unfortunate because I think that that's a really, really cool idea. But you know what can you do? That would have been pretty cool. You can see me here. I'm just casually doing what I suggested, like add some furnaces and add. I actually just want I just want. No, that's not what I want, game. I want. There we go. I just want a slab. There we go. It's fine. It's fine. You don't have to blow up over the game. So I'm just going to do pretty much the exact same thing that I did in the other carriage here, just to make it look a little bit nicer, just to make it look like there's a bit more going on. You don't have to add this, not required at all, nothing's required really, but you guys get the idea. Just going to add these. If you want the tables, this is a thought that just occurred to me. If you want the tables to look a little bit nicer, or coloured, or more varied, or blah, whatever you want, however you want them to look. Wooden pressure plate on top of the tables makes them look kind of like modern, but also a bit more interesting than simply white. Using a different slab also accomplishes this. Also, carpet also accomplishes this. Up to you. Do what you want. Completely up to you, of course. Going to knock through here. I just destroyed something. I think that was glass. So I'm just going to grab the glass, unless I just got rid of it. Think he got rid of it. Yeah, he did. So we're going to place the glass here and one here as well. And that's the train, pretty much, guys. That's the train. Pretty awesome looking train. I can't show you how it connects to the train station, because we have a train here already. We have the steam train that I built first, but it'd be the same thing. Like, you'd connect it in this way, shape, or form. Like, if you've built the train station and you don't want to build the steam train, and I didn't include this part of the tutorial in this particular train tutorial because I include it in the steam train, this is how it connects to the train, if you guys can see what I'm talking about, like that. But that's the modern train, guys. If you want to have a quick look around it, I'm struggling for ideas of what to put up front here because I don't want to clutter it too much. I think that this is kind of cool. We've just got a seat and a computer and a lever. I mean, that's kind of what you'd expect, or at least that's what I expect. And as we walk through the back here, we just have two carriages which are just about identical, really. And this is your train. I forgot to put some carpet down in that first one, but oh well. I guess that's business class, and this one's first class, the one at the back. But that's the train, guys. I hope that you like it. I actually spent quite a bit of time on these trains, believe it or not. That steam train took longer than the train station to design, which is crazy. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I'd really appreciate it. I honestly would. I'd appreciate it more than you'd honestly know. Comment down below, what else would you like to see next? So now that the train station series is done, because we are finished with all things train related at this moment in time, what would you like to see me build next? Let me know down there in the comments. Follow me on Twitter, at TSMC360. If you build anything by me, or anything in general, if you think that you have some cool stuff in the world and you'd like me to see it, follow me on Twitter, show me a picture of it. Love to do that. Honestly do. It's one of my favourite things to do. That is at TSMC360. Check out the cards in the description below for all of my other things train related. Not only do we have the modern train, but we have the steam train, we have the train station. I also show you how to do the inside and outside. It's a separate tutorial, that's why I mentioned the inside and the outside. But yeah, we have a pretty awesome looking train station now, and I don't know, I'm kind of happy about that. I like it when I come to the end of a project that's been 4 tutorials deep and it's taken up most of the week, so thank you very much for watching, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.